Jose Abreu will not end up leading the National Series of Cuba or major leagues in any all-time counting stats. Yet, for a big part of the populace, he's either considered the best or most popular Cuban of all time. Orestes Kindelin is the record holder for many slugging stats, and Rafael Palmeiro's MLB records will likely never be approached. So what makes Jose Abreu so revered? Let's get inside the dugout and find out. Jose Dariel Abreu Correa was born January 29, 1987, ironically in Abreu, Cuba, just outside of Cienfuegos. Abreu debuted with the Cienfuegos Elefantes at age 16 during the 2003-2004 Cuban National Series. He would split playing time in his first 2 seasons, but showing glimpses of what was to come. His breakout would come in 2005-2006 when he hit .337 with 11 home runs and 64 RBIs in 312 at-bats. He would never look back. His next 7 seasons in Cuba would represent one of the greatest offensive stretches in the league's 60-year history. The 30 home run mark was once considered unassailable in Cuba, and Abreu would eclipse this multiple times and end up holding and exchanging the single-season record. His 35 round-trippers in 1 year sits second behind Alfredo Despaign's 36. His 3 straight seasons of 30-plus, though, is held up as legendary and has not been replicated since. The Cienfuegos Elefantes name has a long legacy. The original Elephants go back to the 1920s and the former Cuban Pro League. They were revived in 1977. However, their winning ways weren't until a batch of homegrown stars, led by Abreu, matured. Defections may have had the largest impact on Cienfuegos. They were on track to field a lineup with Abreu at first, Yoan Moncada at second, Aribel Arruborena at short, and Yasiel Puig in right. A burgeoning dynasty slipped away during the darkness of night. Abreu was a star on the island, but started to turn heads off as well. He was becoming a bigger part of the national squad at the same time it was becoming a prospect pipeline for MLB. My introduction to Cuba and Abreu was in late 2012. I was impressed overall by the talent in the National Series, but Abreu stood out, especially when he walked past me after the game. A large crowd met outside the players' exit, as I thought to see the players getting into their cars. No, instead, the players mingled with fans before walking home from the stadium. The grandiosity of Cuban stadiums mimics the MLB experience in some ways, but the rest of the Cuban game day is decidedly unique. It feels much like a throwback to a bygone era. Abreu's path off the island is well documented. This includes court transcripts of the legal case against the smugglers who were responsible for getting him out of Cuba. They also attempted to extort grand portions of the $68 million contract he signed with the White Sox. This is a threat that many players have had to deal with, but thankfully looks to be decreasing as time advances. Abreu has been a sensation in the majors from the start. He won the 2014 Rookie of the Year and actually got stronger as that year progressed. He showed up sporting the number 79 as he did with the Elefantes, a number usually reserved for minor leaguers in spring training who everyone else knows aren't making the big team. It is actually a popular number in Cuba, though. Abreu has also worn batting gloves with a splash of green. This is a nod to his former squad in Cienfuegos. The White Sox have become the epicenter of Cuban baseball off the island. Abreu wasn't the first, but he has been the best, and the best recruiter and mentor for young Cubans. He is now joined by former Elefantes teammate Yoan Moncada on the south side, and players such as Luis Robert and Yoelqui Cespedes have stated the Chicago-Cuban connection weighed in their decision to sign with the team. Abreu can get lost in some of the analytics movement. Historic counting stats have lost luster, but his 162-game average of a .294 batting average, .350 on-base percentage, with 33 homers and 113 RBIs is impressive and isn't far from his actual performance. Many stat heads have lost the value in a player who actually plays, a player who plays 80% of his team's games every year and knocks in 100 runs every year. The stats and the eye test intersected in 2020, as Abreu would be named the American League MVP. Jose Abreu may never make the Hall of Fame due to his time being divided between Cuba and MLB. However, for most that follow Cuba, this distinguishes him as the best to ever impact both.
Jose Abreu, congratulations. You have all... Yeah, go ahead and celebrate. Wow, this is big.
The stadium's relatively full on this hot December day. There's lots of great baseball action. There's a definite buzz here in the stadium. Join me as I fill in the blanks.